What's going on, guys, in the works? And yes, we are doing another underused weapons today with the PDW-R, and a lot of you guys have been requesting to see the PDW-R make an appearance here in the underused weapons series, and I was like, okay, you know, that's a good idea because this weapon is really underappreciated, and it's a weapon that I actually have a lot of experience with, a lot of time using this weapon on both console and PC, so I have a good idea of how it behaves, and it's very unique in terms of the PDWs in Battlefield 3. It doesn't behave like any of the other ones. It does shoot 750 rounds per minute. It does do 25 damage, so it is up there pretty high. You know, it can compete with assault rifles. It can compete with, you know, anything other than the M16 and up in terms of rate of fire because it shoots 750 rounds per minute. But to me, this is basically a mini assault rifle. It is a pocket carbine. I guess that would be a better example because it does drop off to a 14.3 damage weapon, but it still makes it one of the best PDWs in terms of long range shooting just because it does have such a flat recoil. So I do really enjoy using this weapon, but you don't see it used all too often. It does shoot the 5.56 round. That is the reason why it has more damage. That's the reason why it holds its damage much longer than the other PDWs in its class. But to combo that, it does, you know, have that better hip fire that you get from the bullpup design. So that's one of the reasons why I have always liked using it. Now, I found that it isn't the best in close quarters. You do see me using it here on close quarters. I'm trying my hardest right now to avoid getting blown up by C4 because, you know, that's what's ruining close quarters right now is people placing C4. But the thing about this weapon is it works really well in terms of being a nice aggressive PDW because unlike the MP7, the MP7 is a blazing fast shooting, you know, low damage PDW, whereas this is more of a, you know, moderate rate of fire, moderate recoil, but it does do higher damage, and that's what I love about it. I love being able to pick people off at longer ranges because, you know, you don't really have to worry about pop firing it too much because this is one of the few weapons in the game that I found actually works well going fully auto with at medium range. And I'm like, you know, I was testing it today. I was like, I don't want to endorse that. And then, you know, have you guys try it out and be like, yeah, you got me killed a million times. You really have to know whether or not the situation calls for you to go fully auto or for you to pop fire. In most situations, pop firing is always going to be better. I will admit that. I'm not going to try to act like, you know, this is something you can just pull the trigger down and not let go, because that's not the case. But if you get in a situation at a medium range where you just have to try to unload a lot of lead, the PDW-R can get the job done. So that's one of the things I love about it. It's one of the few PDWs and, you know, just one of the few weapons in the game where it's good at almost any situation. Now, obviously, it's going to get outshot by sniper rifles and anything that does higher damage at longer ranges, but it does give you the ability to reach out a little bit further, and that's something that a lot of the PDWs in this game are lacking. So in my eyes, it's one of the more versatile ones. I know a lot of you guys don't like it just because it does shoot so slow, just because it is more of a specialized weapon in certain situations. But to me, if you learn how to use it, you will learn just how versatile it is. You'll learn how to really master the PDW-R. So it is an underappreciated weapon. It is an underused weapon, and I think it's one that deserves a little bit more playtime because you don't see it used all too often. But, you know, let me know what other weapons you guys might like to see make an appearance in this, because like I said, I'm looking to wrap this series up because as it stands right now, we don't have a ton of weapons left. You know, the Type 88 is definitely something that I think should make an appearance before I wrap it up. Perhaps even the LSAT, because the LSAT, even though it is a new weapon, I think the goggles have kind of come off. People see what it's truly about, and you don't see it used all that often, to be honest. I rarely run into people running around with the LSAT. I think it's probably come into that category of being an underused weapon. I think the ACR will actually end up being that eventually as well, because people are starting to see the weakness of that weapon. Not to hate on it. I mean, it does have its place in the game, but it does have some downsides. But, you know, anyway, let me know what you guys might like to see, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.